What if Texas was an independent country? Have you ever wondered what Texas might look like if it stood alone as an independent nation? Historically, this wasn't just a thought experiment. It actually happened. From 1836 to 1846, Texas existed as the Republic of Texas, a sovereign state, before joining the United States. But let's fast forward to today. If Texas regained independence, how would it stack up globally? Population and land. With over 28 million residents, Texas boasts a population larger than many independent nations, ranking it around 50th in the world, just above countries like Australia. But don't let Australia's vastness fool you. Texas is immense, even by global standards. At 269,000 square miles, it dwarfs most European countries, except Russia. To put that in perspective, you could fit all of Poland inside Texas and still have room left for a long road trip. The sheer scale of Texas is staggering. For instance, the city of El Paso in the west is closer to California's capital, Sacramento, than it is to Texarkana in the east. If independent, Texas would be the 39th largest country worldwide by area, a geographic heavyweight with plenty of room to grow. Economy. Now let's talk about money. Texas has an economy valued at $1.6 trillion, making it the 11th largest in the world. If it were a separate country, it would rank above global economic powerhouses like South Korea, Russia, and Australia. Why is Texas so prosperous? The state is home to major corporations like American Airlines, AT&T, Dell, and ExxonMobil, which contribute heavily to its GDP. Combined with its diverse industries, ranging from oil and gas to technology and agriculture, Texas would likely thrive financially as a standalone nation. Strategic advantages. Several factors would make an independent Texas viable. 1. Coastal access. With a long Gulf Coast, Texas already plays a key role in international trade. The Port of Houston ranks among the busiest in the US, handling goods bound for or coming from countries like China, Germany, and India. 2. Financial health. Texas is a donor state, meaning it sends more tax dollars to the federal government than it gets back. For every dollar Texans pay, only 94 cents return in federal benefits. If independent, Texas could redirect those funds to bolster its own budget and even maintain a surplus. 3. Energy independence. Texas is uniquely positioned with its own independent electrical grid, separate from the rest of the United States. This grid, managed by ERCOT, ensures that Texas could operate without relying on external states for power, an incredible advantage if it ever stood alone. Historical borders. Interestingly, the Texas of the 1840s claimed even more land than it does today, stretching into parts of modern New Mexico, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, and Wyoming. If Texas returned to these historic boundaries, its population wouldn't grow dramatically, just about 1.2 million more people, but it would reclaim vast stretches of sparsely populated terrain. Back in 1840 though, Texas was a frontier land with only about 70,000 people, the equivalent of a mid-sized suburb of Houston today. Settlements like San Antonio and Houston were isolated outposts in a sea of wilderness. Over 180 years, Texas transformed from a sparsely populated republic to an economic powerhouse. Could it actually happen? Legally speaking, the answer is no. The United States has made it clear that no state can secede. The Civil War settled that issue decisively. Even Texas, with its size and resources, couldn't challenge the might of the US military. There's a quirky clause in the Texas Constitution though. The state can divide itself into 5 smaller states without needing Congress's approval. While this wouldn't grant independence, it would dramatically increase Texas' influence in the Senate, giving the region 10 senators instead of 2. However, this is more of a political maneuver than a step towards sovereignty. The bigger picture. Most Texans today have little interest in leaving the Union, but imagining an independent Texas highlights just how unique the state is. Its size, economy, and resources mean that Texas could theoretically stand on its own, making it one of the few states in the US that might succeed as an independent nation. Speculating about these possibilities is fascinating. And like the themes explored in classic game Deus Ex, sparks thoughts about the future, power, and identity. If you're as curious about these ideas as I am, stay tuned for more discussions. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you next time with something new.